Yep.
Going. Okay, welcome back to North Fork Armory. I'm going to talk about a very common problem with this Taurus pistol. They are a good bang for your buck, but they're definitely not perfect. So this is just field stripped. One thing that you'll find a lot is the light primer strikes. And here's the problem with it. From the factory, they come soaked in oil, and there's a lot of oil in the striker assembly, which they don't recommend that you ever do, so that's kind of counterproductive. And even then, cleaning it, so any striker fired pistol, you should clean that out semi-regularly. So here's how we do it. This is your drop safety. When you pull the trigger, the bar comes up and hits that, and it allows your firing pin to go forward. So it activates that, and of course this is cocked back, and it lets that go forward at the same time. So to take these apart, simple. Push there. Do that. Hold that. Whole assembly comes out. I actually just did this, so you'll see the evidence here. But a little bit of hoppies on a Q-tip, run it in there, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then come back with a dry one, dry it out real good, clean it. So even now, geez, I'm still getting some stuff out of there. For this, I'll just tell you about it real quick. You don't need to take this apart often, but if you ever do, all you gotta do is pull that spring back like that, and you can see it'll release off of this plastic, these cups. And an easy way to do that is to get it there. And then those, that's actually two pieces. They'll come apart and the whole spring will come off. And you slide this out, wipe it down. There's no need to oil any of this. If you are going to, a very light amount on a patch and just rub it on there. But you really don't even need to do that. No need at all. Put that back in. You push that forward. Use pretty much anything to hold some pressure on it. Small screwdriver, pin punch. Put your back piece on. There you go, you're done. Drop safety's in place. So just so you know, most of your striker fires are all pretty much the same. On a Glock, when you take that apart, there's another thing in the back that will allow you to take out your drop safety and then your extractor. This one you actually have to knock a pin out, and then a thing there and all that. So don't do that unless you really feel like you need to, and you shouldn't ever. I think the extractor on this will outlast the actual gun, so shouldn't need to do anything with that. And then all we want to do is put it back together. Little wear spot right here, which tells me I either need to polish that or maybe use a little sandpaper and relieve right there a little bit. But it has not affected functionality whatsoever. Function check fine. One more thing real quick, because I've had several people over the last couple of weeks. I was showing off some of the stippling, and they all say, hey, how did you get the rust off? And I was like, I've never had rust there, but I've seen a few. One in particular last night looked pretty bad. So all I do keep the rust is I keep some oil, and you can use Rem oil, you can use CLP, you can use Hoppies, you can use any type of gun oil. Some people like to use the silicone cloths, and they will build up a thin layer of silicone over the metal to help protect it. I've never used those, but I like to rub all these parts down with oil, and you can see it just soaks right into the metal. Like, you can already see that happening. Rem oil seems to soak in pretty quickly, so a little bit of a thicker oil. Rub it on real good, let it sit for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Come back, rub it back down with a dry patch or a cloth. That'll help protect the metal. You can always Cerakote it, Duracoat it, but it's a $230 gun, so it's probably not worth putting all that extra money into. And I think the other thing that has helped me not have that problem is the Alien Gear holster has that patch of leather that comes up. So that never actually really touches my skin. But this does. And there is some signs of a little bit of rust in there, which I've been keeping oiled a little more lately because of that. Other than that, that's it. About every 500 rounds, you should be cleaning out your mags and taking them apart and just wipe down the inside. Go ahead and take that striker assembly apart, do the same thing. That will prevent the broken springs, the bent firing pins, things of that nature, and definitely stop those light primer strikes that you may be experiencing out at the range. Hope that helps somebody out there. If you have any requests for any other how-to videos, share it down in the comments. Hit like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Until then, carry on.